You're listening to the Coast Business Radio podcast.
Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary has been conserving native wildlife and nurturing the local Indigenous heritage for over 70 years and educating and entertaining families and tourists from all across the globe. Michael Kelly had a background in operational management within the hotel and casino industry before joining the sanctuary 6 years ago. During his 6 years with the Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary, Michael has overseen unprecedented growth in visitation and revenue of this world-renowned attraction and many other achievements. Michael, first of all, welcome, and where are the people?
Thank you. I would love to be surrounded by visitors and enjoying the day out here at the sanctuary, but everyone's doing what they're meant to be doing and staying at home, which is the right thing. We
got a call from one of the koalas who said that they're really bored, they have no one to look at.
Yes, and certainly our animals are really noticing the difference with no people around. They become very accustomed to people here at the sanctuary. And as you mentioned, we see thousands of guests come through our doors every day, and it's very noticeable when they're not here. Mm-hmm. So we're doing everything we can to keep those animals stimulated and keep us some time to enjoy some time with them as well.
So how did you land this great role?
I obviously, as you mentioned, had come from hotels and casinos, and I saw the opportunity to come over to an organisation like Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary. Being a not-for-profit charity entity, I really saw the opportunity to convert a lot of the skills that I had within the commercial world of hotels into the sanctuary. And at the time, the sanctuary wasn't doing very well. And being a not-for-profit, it means we have to be highly profitable, and we really need to have a very strong commercial focus. And certainly I saw the opportunity to grow the sanctuary, and I've been fortunate enough to do so in my time here, which has been it's been very rewarding.
Your vision and the proudest achievement to date?
There's a lot. Obviously, seeing our attendance growth numbers, double over my tenure has been great, because it has a flow-on effect in terms of revenue and what we're able to achieve. But certainly the various improvements throughout the park. Our product is incredibly different to what it was 6 years ago, and it continues to improve. And whilst we've got this little bump in the road at the moment, mm-hmm. We plan absolutely to come out the other side and continue our growth strategy forward.
The impact on the sanctuary because of recent events such as the drop in tourism from fires and then COVID-19, what impact has that had?
It is definitely a big impact. We rely on tourism, obviously, as our number one source of revenue. Mm-hmm. And it has a big impact when people just don't come and people aren't walking through our gates. So, we've seen, certainly over the fires, we saw probably about a 20% drop in attendances. Mm-hmm. And obviously we're in a closed situation at the moment. So we literally have no incoming revenue coming into the sanctuary. It's managing that and managing all the operating costs that we continue to have to keep our animals safe and fed, and to look after our magnificent site that we have here. We've got 27 hectares of subtropical rainforests and bushland that we want to continue to maintain, and that's no mean feat.
So what about fundraising efforts?
Yeah, I think everyone has to keep re-evolving and coming up with new innovative ways of fundraising, and certainly our team here has put their heads together over the last couple of months and come up with some really unique ways of doing that. Mm-hmm. Every year we hold a gala dinner for our Wildlife Hospital Foundation, and that raises huge amounts of funds that helps us throughout the years. This year, obviously, we weren't able to hold the gala dinner because of COVID-19. So what we're doing instead is we're doing a virtual benefit under the stars. So we're basically taking the whole gala dinner concept and making it virtual and allowing people from around the world to partake in this very unique event. And it's one of the kind that we can find that's been done anywhere in the world. So, it's things like that I think we need to keep doing to ensure that we continue to keep those dollars coming in, to keep the doors open.
Your views on the future of tourism on the Gold Coast. Sure, things are really terrible at the moment, but there's always the other side, as the PM says, and hopefully the other side isn't that train coming towards us too fast. But what opportunities do you see that have come out of this at the moment?
So there's no doubt that the tourism industry is an incredibly resilient industry. And the operators that work within it are incredibly passionate, and there's no doubt that they will recover. We've been through crises before, probably not to the same scale, but certainly it will come back. We just don't know how long that's going to take. Certainly, I think from a domestic tourism point of view, I think that's going to be a real benefit in the coming years. We're going to see people holidaying at home a lot more, which is really going to be great for all the destinations throughout Australia, and really good to get people out there exploring their own country. But I think it's going to take a little while for our international friends and visitors to come back and see us. So that'll be a little bit of a challenge there as well.
If somebody wants to make a donation just to help with the day-to-day running of Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary, how do they do that?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways to basically support us whilst we're closed. One is by pure donation. We do operate on a very shoestring budget, and those donations, no matter how small they are, go a long way to keeping us doing the amazing work we do with protecting and conserving our native wildlife. Another way you can do it is adopt an animal. So you can actually purchase a bilby or adopt a bilby, and you get a certificate and a little bilby plush toy to take away from that as well. There's also sponsorship packages where we'd love to have more partners with us. But one of the easiest things you can do that doesn't cost any money is just send us a message of hope and support. Our team are still here. They're still doing an amazing job, and they love to hear that the community is still supporting them.
Absolutely fantastic. If somebody wants to find out more about Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary, how do they do that?
Best way is to either follow us on any of our social media. We're very heavily involved in all the different social channels. But probably the best way is on our website, which is currumbinsanctuary.com.au.
Michael Kelly, General Manager of Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary, thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.
Coast Business Radio is the home for business from the Gold Coast to Byron Bay and beyond.
Talking business, nothing but talk.